Listen, sorry. Let me start that again. You know what I mean? Just shows you, man. You know what I mean? Lack of preparations. You know what I mean? I'm just falling like United at a minute. You know what I mean? Just all over the place. But we're back, people. We're back. I was just saying, big up to everybody who's tuning in right now. Saeed TV, we're live and kicking. Big up to everybody who's locked in on a Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. in the UK. I don't know where you are in the world, but let me know where you are in the world. And yeah, man, this is the United Calling Show. This is a weekly calling show every Tuesday. You know what I mean? 6 p.m. UK time. We try to do it. Big up, Sophie. I hope you can join us today, Sophie. I want to hear your opinion. Big up to you, Sophie. Listen, I don't want to talk about the Greenwood thing for me anymore, man. Listen, that's an ongoing investigation. I don't need to talk about it here. This is a football chat only. We need to discuss my United here. I'm going to put the chat, the link in the chat. And then you guys can come, first serve. So, yeah, I'm going to put it into the chat. Please smash a like on the video if you're watching right now. All right, here we go. Right, there we are. It's pinned. It's pinned, people. It's pinned right at the top, so it's no excuses. There we have it. Pinned. There we have it, people. Come in. Camera must be on. Camera must be on, people. Golden rule. Camera must be on. Have good Wi-Fi. Have good connection. And then, yeah, man, you got to go and come on to the show. You know what I mean? Side, would you have took Dembele? I would have took him. Absolutely would have took him. Are you mad, mate? Are you mad? Let's get Sham in. Sham, first one in. Yes, bro. You telling me?
Oh, hey, what are you saying?
I'm good, man. Obviously, United not so good, but listen. Obviously, no silence in January. The squad depth is looking a bit peak right now, especially up front. Are you worried?
Nah, not really. I mean, to be honest, bro, see what it is, yeah, with Man United and signings. A couple of men were getting gassed in it. We might sign midfield Hadara, Kamara, Zakaria, but I didn't get gassed because see what it is. If you expect disappointment, you won't be disappointed. So for
Yeah,
me,
true.
I expected no one. I expected no signings. I expected just the same squad. But can't lie, attacking depth looking peak because like what an injury to Sancho, an injury to Alanga, any one of them, like we're playing one matter. So I think Dembele. I think we could have got Dembele alone. Really,
I wanted Dembele on loan because for me it's a win-win situation for everyone. It's 6 months.
exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm sure nobody could say it's a waste of time for 6 months, especially what we're at right now and the kind of precarious situation we're in right now. Would you have took that risk?
I think so. Yeah. I think he's a good player. He's got a lot of injuries, so I can't lie. But for
Yeah.
6 months, just to help us to the end of the season,
Mm.
and then even if he did well, he could be like we could sign him for cheap because Barcelona trying to get rid of him. Innit? I heard Xavi trying to say stuff like, you know, I don't want him to play for Barcelona again. Xavi's trying to get him out. All the man at Barcelona trying to get him out. So I think 6 month loan deal, maybe an option to buy the end for like 15, 20 million. I would have taken that risk because up front, bro, we need the bodies, man. Every body's midfield as well. People don't talk about
Yeah.
midfield.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about midfield because like Fred and McTominay are just not good enough in it. But when
Yeah.
you deep it, Fred and McTominay, there's Matic, Van der Beek's gone, so there's not him. There's only Pogba. And when Pogba and Matic leave at the end of the season, which is likely, you can only have Fred and McTominay.
Yeah.
So we need not even do we need that player just to improve the midfield. We need like depth, just for depth reasons.
Exactly. To win a title, you need depth. City have Mahrez, Sterling, Foden. You know, there's players that don't even get into their team. Jesus.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, are you still confident for top four? Because Arsenal have had a shit show, and Tottenham in it. We should make top four, surely.
Yeah. I'm confident for top four. I'm gonna be positive. I think we'll get top four just because Tottenham are like they're just not convincing it. And Arsenal are very like up and down. I don't even think they've won a game in 2022 yet. So
yeah, exactly.
I just think purely based on just the quality of our squad, we've got too many good players to not finish in the top 4. And I think if we finish top 4, maybe sneak FA Cup trophy. I think we could do bits in the Champions League, you know. I think this team can do bits in the Champions League. Maybe I don't want to say semi-final, because I think that's a bit too audacious, but maybe quarter-final, maybe semi-final if we get an easy ride. And I think that'd be an all-right season. To be honest, bro, where we were a few months ago with Ollie, I just thought that, like, this season is a write-off. But I think we could try and salvage something from the season, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see, man. But Sham, man, big up to you for coming on, bro. Love, man.
Love, man.
Big up to you, bro. We've got James Dixon. James, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad, Saeed. You?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. When you got Phil Jones say he doesn't want to move because of lack of game time, just mentally crushed on. I mean, that kind of epitomized the transfer window, didn't it? You know what I mean? That Phil Jones said, I won't get game time when he's hardly had any game time at Man United. I mean, how have you summed up this window, mate, for you?
To be honest, mate, I wanted people gone from the club, so I was quite happy with the amount of players we got rid of. But then when you're getting rid of 4 or 5 players and, you know, you're losing one through circumstances that we can't control as a club, then it's like you've got to bring people in. Like, at the end of the day, you've got to bring people in. So it does leave us a bit light. Like, we're going to, like your last caller said, like, if we get an injury now to one of the key players, like, you can slag off McTominay all you want, but if we get an injury to McTominay, to Bruno, to Varane, to De Gea, all of a sudden we're in trouble, man. And, like, our depth compared to City, compared to even Liverpool, Chelsea, it's not there, man. It's not there.
It's not, and you know what it is, yeah. Obviously, the situation with Greenwood's happened, but loaning out Martial, I know we talked about it a week ago, but in hindsight now, it doesn't look great, does it? You know what I mean? When Ralph now, it's a lot of expectation for Ralph to get this top 4, you know, as he should do. But you know, everything's light, man, and it's just not a bit. I'm looking at the bigger picture here. Yes, a lot of people say to me, "Well, you have to get rid of the deadwood and all that," but again, why does a fan want to hear that though? Do you want to hear that? You know what I mean? You want a place that to come and replace him.
Yeah, man. I mean, from my point of view as a fan, I just want players that want to be here, right? So I was all behind the Martial leaving thing because he requested to leave. I'd have been all behind Jesse Lingard leaving because he requested to leave. But then at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure most fans like me are probably happy to see Lingard stay because we need him. Like, if we get an injury out wide, man, I didn't think we'd be in the scenario where we're saying we need Jesse Lingard.
But is he a wide player for you, though? Is he a wide player?
Well, no, he's probably central, but what if Bruno gets injured? Van der Beek can't play 10. Are we playing Mata there? Like, it depends on the formation we play, right? Because at the end of the day, like, if we play 4-3-3 like we have been doing, your options wide are now Sancho, Rashford, Elanga, and maybe Pogba. So they're your options out wide, and then Cavani and Ronaldo as one of your front players, right? So it's like, yeah, we've got covering one position of each of those out wide, but we could do with a bit more. You know, can Lingard play out there? Can Mata play out there? We're talking desperation now because obviously they're not good enough to start, but for cover, we're going to have to use him.
Well, weekly update here. Big up to weekly update. He says, have you seen the fixture list coming up? Liverpool, Spurs, Atletico, all in a row. I mean,
yeah, man.
This is the big test. You know what I mean? And the United have risked it. They have risked it. They've loaned out players. But for me though, you know, I don't buy into the fact that you know we're getting players out. This is because the United haven't, you know, used the squad well. They've not maximized what they could do. You know, they've had a lot of players who have been given broken promises. You know, if you could have removed most of them out by summer, and we could have been having players that were fit and ready and there for the whole season. Now you look at the squad, you're thinking, who's really, you know, a starter, and who's really, like, you know, probably De Gea and Varane.
Yeah, but listen, mate, this has been a problem for years, right? Like, we just keep hold of players far too long. We make promises that people are going to get game time. We got, like, realistically, before we got rid of these, we got one of the biggest squads in the league, like 31 players. But how many of them realistically should be getting any game time? None of them. But we let players' contracts run down. Like, the club come out, right, and they say, oh, Jesse Lingard, we value it at £50 million, which is a joke. But, like, they say we value him at 50 million. It's like, well, you value Pogba at 90 million. You've let both their contracts run down. They're both going to leave for free in the summer. So that's £140 million worth of talent that you value that's walking out the door for free. So if you do admit that and value that, then what the fuck are you doing as a football club?
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Mate.
How do you see the season going ahead? Are you worried about the season ahead in terms of depth? Or do you think just because Arsenal, like I said, and Tottenham are figuring themselves out, that we'll just about make it and secure that top 4 space.
Yeah, mate, you're looking at other teams, aren't you? I mean, like you're looking at our options up front and thinking it's weak, but we've got Ronaldo and Cavani, and then Rashford can probably come up top. You look at Arsenal; they've got Lacazette and Nketiah. So it's like realistically, our depth is better than Tottenham's. It's better than Arsenal's. It's better than West Ham's. So realistically, we should get 4th, but it does depend on injuries. I think we'll sneak top 4 at the end of the day. I do think we'll get in, but it comes down to continuing like the good result against Brentford, good result against West Ham, couple of half decent performances in bits. Like, can Ralph get them playing for when we have Tottenham at home, Atletico at home, City away, Liverpool away? Because that is a tough run, and we need to take points in those fixtures, and we need to keep players fit. And yeah, it's going to be hard, man. But let's try and get past Middlesbrough on Friday first, eh?
Well, there you go, and that's a tough game as well, man. So if you're there, mate, I'll see you there, man. But nice one for coming on,
I'll
mate.
see you after the game, man.
See you later, man. Take it easy. Take it easy. Someone asked me how many transfer windows you need to catch up the City Liverpool. Boy, oh boy, that's a whole new conversation, Zubair. But big up to the chat. And then the day that left wasn't where we're playing. Yeah, exactly, bro. All these things that are happening, mate. All these propaganda, mate. Ahmed, how are you, mate?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. What do you want to say about the transfers or the lack of transfers in January? Are you disappointed? Are you happy? You know what I mean? I don't know. How do you feel that we've not signed anyone in January?
Actually, I'm unsatisfied, and it's very bad. Really, really bad. And it shows us now that the board doesn't care. Actually, they just care about the marketing to maximize the profit and everything. And it's so bad. Seriously, it showed to me now. I don't have any hope for the board and everything. Yeah, truly.
Do you think it will cost us the season in terms of us trying to get some trophies, etc., or top 4? Do you think we'll have enough to get top 4?
Yeah, we'll get to the top 4, but in a very, it will be very hard. It will really be hard, and also it will not be easy. Like always we just like to burn out our players. They're getting injuries all the time, and it's like that. For me, we will get the top 4, but it will be very hard. And also, I don't really trust the medical staff, and even all the stuff at this club, because really everything is not at the right order. Yeah. Truly, yeah, because it really made me sad for this January. It showed me that really the Glazer doesn't care about anything, actually.
No, absolutely not. Especially if you want to try and compete for all trophies. I think Ralph Rangnick should have been helped out, at least with a midfielder for me. But
yeah, actually, yeah, at least, yeah.
Yeah. Ahmed, thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Take it easy. We're gonna get DJ Paul 703. DJ, what are you telling me?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Yeah, season's done. Season's done. I said that when we got beat by Wolves, so the season's done. I don't care anymore. In fact, everyone's speaking about top 4. I hope we don't get top 4. You know why? Because it only prolongs us being in a dire situation. Manchester United needs to be in a position where we don't win anymore. It's the small wins that give people the false illusion that we are doing anything. If we crash out of the FA Cup, the UEFA Champions League, and finish 8th, that's when people would realize, that's when they would realize that shit is real. Let's stop with all this 4th place. If we get 4th place, what does it do for us in the long run anyways? I'm tired really of being in the Champions League just to be there. Like like for me now, like if I actually want to be in the big house, let me be one of the big ballers in the house, not just some random person in the house. I want to be one of the big boys, not someone who's happy to be there. And I feel like that's what a lot of United fans right now are thinking. Everyone's happy just to be there. You know, you have staff members who are happy to be there. You have players who are just happy to be there. You know, no motivation from top to bottom, no motivation. How can Manchester United loan out a midfielder, the weakest part in our team, and not bring in a midfielder? That's brain dead mentality. That is brain dead mentality. It makes no fucking.
And it could have been 2. It could have been 2 if Lingard left.
Exactly my point. So you see, I kept saying, and I said this before, it's all well and good when we wished Martial well, and you know, we're like, we'll watch Sevilla games. But I'm like, there's no excuse to not bring in any player. And what did they do? They didn't bring in a midfielder. I'm not surprised. I knew it was going to happen because this club has shown time and time again that they don't care about the fans. They don't care about anything. That's why I said the season's done. I don't care if we're in 4th place right now. That's for me. That's whatever. If we do finish 4th, who cares? If we don't, who cares? I'm apathetic at this point. I've reached a point where it's like I really don't care. The Glazers, if the Glazers don't sell, this is what is going to keep going on time and time again. So United, at this point, there's no ending to this misery. There's just no ending to this misery. I honestly, Martial and Van der Beek leaving and Diallo leaving, yeah, they wanted to leave. But at the end of the day, we've caused them to leave because maybe Martial would have gone because he wanted to start afresh. But Van der Beek, I don't think would have gone if we had played him. So the club chose to stick with public propaganda by playing McTominay and Fred every single game and kept, well, I don't know who keeps messaging me, every time. And Van der Beek was like, oh, I feel isolated. You guys are not playing me. So we've caused this problem. Everything that's happening now is a problem that's caused by United. Really. So there's nothing that's going to change the situation for me, honestly.
I agree, man. You should probably answer that message, but I'll leave you to it, DJ Paul, and I'll catch you soon, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, man. Someone said, answer the bird, DJ Paul. Yeah, man. Big up to DJ Paul in the chat there. I'm going to bring on Tyler. Tyler, Devil's Advocate. What are you telling me, bro? You're on mute, brother. You're on mute.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, can I hear you. What are you telling me?
Yeah, big up, man. Big up, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
Same old, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Same shit.
Yeah.
Different day. Yeah. But the thing is, yeah, I put a tweet out and I literally said, why are people getting annoyed? Like, did people actually genuinely think we were going to sign people? Like, we've seen it time and time again, to the point now where, like what DJ Paul literally said in the last stream, you've got the weakest part in your squad and you thought, fuck it, let's get rid of someone else as well to make our midfield even more weaker for the second half of the season. Because I don't know if any of you in the chat, I don't know about you, Saeed, have you seen the fixtures from 20th of February?
Yeah. I don't want to look at it.
It's looking peak. It's looking peak. Oh my Lord. It is peak. Atletico, City. Oh my Lord. Honestly, with that team, like, you're lucky. We're lucky. Like, that team is to the bones. And not even in terms of just the quantity, because obviously there's other clubs that right now that can only field a certain amount of players because of their whole COVID situation, whatever. But if you actually look at it one by one, quality-wise, it's terrible. I said it in a few spaces on Twitter space a few weeks ago. If we get rid of Martial, people are going to start looking at that front line. People start looking at that front line. Like I've just said now, look at that front line now. We can talk about midfield, etc., etc. I'm thinking now, we've got a dead-ass midfield. Our defense can somewhat hold a bit, but just about. Our keeper is sound, but then our two of our most supposed strongest components should be our strongest component when it comes to, in a football game. In the midfield, we don't dominate the midfield, and then you've got rid of another midfielder Our attack, Alanga, Rashford, Ronaldo, and Cavani. You got Pete and Baz up top. You got Rashford that's out of form. You got Alanga who's just slowly getting into it. But the way I see it, he's only P and P. And you got Sancho who, again, I don't know what's happening with Sancho. I know obviously he's just come back from the funeral and stuff, but again, he doesn't even look like he's on it as well. So I'm just looking at, we've got literally an out of form attack, a crap midfield, and an okay defense for the second half of the season. And like I said, everyone, don't know if anyone, like I said, I've seen the fixture list. I don't even know what to say. Like, I've seen it, bro. Like, I didn't even think it was that bad.
Is it
the
just
second
about
half of the season?
Getting top 4 this season? And I know it's not a trophy. Get top 4. You know what I mean? And that's what priority. That's what the Glazers want from Ralph Rangnick. Get top 4. Don't worry about the trophies. So just get us there, and then we can think about next season. Which manager will get, etc., etc.
I tell you what it is with the top 4 thing. I've seen it with too many times. I think United just need to go for a massive reset, and I've said it many times. You've probably played Ultimate Team, foot settings, delete the squad, because I just see it with. It's just going to be covering the cracks and just what we're obviously seeing. Like, we're just waiting for a ship to finally crash down. I just think it's like I always keep on repeating it in my head. Bloody hell, we're in such a mess. 2 months down the lane, bloody hell, we're in a mess. 3 months down the lane, bloody hell, we're in a mess. Like, I think I said bloody hell, we're in a mess about a good 7 times this season. And we're only in February? Like, again, it's like we've got so much. It's like what the saying goes, isn't it? If you've got clowns in charge, it's bound to turn into a circus. That's just the saying. Like, who do you have in charge? People are getting gassed about Ed Woodward going, but I don't see this nightmare ending. I just see it prolonging for longer. I genuinely do. So everyone that's getting gassed, I understand. You know, this is a CEO that was literally running our club to the frigging ground. But guys, do you actually, honestly, with chess, even in the chat, genuinely believe that this nightmare is going to end? Because I really don't. And I'm fine with that. I've accepted where United are. These man clearly used us as cash cow. They don't want to be the best club in the world. That's it. It is what it is. We just need to get lucky that an owner loves Man United and they have bare money, more money than these lot, triple the amount these Glazers family have got, and buyers. That's the only way these men will go. Other than that, yo, sit tight for another 15, 16 years, because I've accepted it. These man, like, Manchester United is probably one of the best lucrative investments in the world. So I can understand why these men won't let go. They're making peas even though we're not successful. So imagine if we were successful. Oh my Lord, they'd be tripling their profits.
Of course.
Hey, they don't want to do that. It is what it is, man.
Nice one for calling in, man. Devil's Africa. Big up to you, bro.
Nah, big up, Saeed, bro. Yeah, big up, bro.
Big up to you. Big up to you in the chat. Let's so Football TV. How are you, mate?
Man, I'm doing great. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. How have you viewed the transfer window? You know, are you worried that we didn't make any signings?
I'm very much worried, but you know, at the same time, it's what we actually expected as a fan base, man. We know this board are very incompetent, and you know, especially when you know that you let go of so many players, and you still don't find replay. At least even, you know, even if you get a player like Zakaria, man, he's only 6 million, man. Like I said last time, you know, you're not going to make a loss of selling him. If it doesn't work out, you can always sell a guy like that. But now he could have been even the backup player, even though the next manager didn't want him. He could have been the backup player for the next manager, for the player that the next manager would have wanted anyways, because Matic is leaving. So there was still going to be a spot available in the team. And top of that, you know, for me, I'm hearing people worried about top 4 and whatnot. I think Man United shouldn't make top 4. You know, because this problem is always gonna persist. We're always gonna find ourselves in this little loop where, you know, we get top 4, the manager that comes in gets whatever players he wants, but then, you know, there's still no structure, there's still no ways on how we run the club properly. And at the same time, it's the same thing over and over again, because this board doesn't want to win trophies. Because if they win trophies, it equals us having higher expectations again for the club. They want to be comfortable, finishing top 4, and still making the most out of Manchester United and the fans. So what we need to do, I think fans need to, the only way we can change this is if we come together, we come united. There are different United fan groups all over the world. If we can get them involved in these protests, and we protest for the right reasons, we don't protest because we didn't sign players, but we protest to get rid of the Glazers. I think we can do it. I think we can do it because Liverpool did it. Liverpool fans did it. They came together. It doesn't matter what the board or whatever decided to say or wanted to promise them. They didn't care about that. They didn't want to hear any of that. They wanted to get those guys out, and they told them they wanted them out. If we did the exact same thing and we said, you know what, we don't care who you're going to sign. We don't care who you're going to sign in the summer and who you're going to bring. We're still protesting until you guys are out. We're still not going to the stadiums. We're still leaving games, or maybe we choose to leave games in the 60th minute every home game. That needs to be a collective movement, because if we're gonna go there and protest for players alone, we're wasting our time, guys. Let's be honest. Those protests are wasting time. So I mean, it is what it is, man.
Thank you very much. Let's Go Football TV. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Bye bye. Let's bring on Freddie. Freddie Marcel, how are you?
Man, I'm doing good. So can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Not bad, man. Not bad. Where you from?
From Chicago, here in the United States, bro.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. We're just talking about the transfer window. Obviously, you know, it's not been a great one. No signings. A lot of players that are being, you know, taken out of the football club. That has left us with a very, very thin squad. You know, what do you make of it?
Well, I just gotta say, you know, I was expecting at least one signing, at least a CDM signing. I mean, I knew we needed to get a few of the players out, give them some playing time, like Donny, Diallo, Martial. But I was expecting at least one CDM signing, at least one guy to come in, provide some competition. I thought maybe they'll go for Zakaria. Not a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. 7 million.
7 million. I mean, it wouldn't have hurted. We took a lot of wage off the bill. Give him a shot. But, you know, the only thing I can think of is maybe the board thought he's not that much of an upgrade over Fred and McTominay and Matic. And maybe that's the reason they didn't take the chance on him. But I would have at least loved one more player to come in. But I still think we have enough to get top 4. I believe in Ralph. I mean, we have plenty of quality up top. I know it's unfortunate with the Greenwood situation.
Yeah.
Prayers to all the people who are involved in that. But yeah, definitely would have liked at least one signing for CDM. Definitely. It would have helped out big time.
Is that the difference between maybe winning the trophy and, you know, just getting top 4, maybe winning the FA Cup at least minimum? So Champions League is quite a tough one.
Yeah, I think we can beat Atletico Madrid. They haven't been in great form. They did buy a few players, but they're not really world beaters. I think we can make a run in the Champions League, FA Cup. I hope we can make a run. Top 4 is a priority, because I think if we secure that, you know, the new manager that come in can hopefully bring a few more players to build the squad. I mean, we have to bring down the expectations, unfortunately, but I think there's a good chance to get top 4. Tottenham, bring a few players. I'm from South America, so I've seen Betancourt play a lot. I don't rate him too highly, just an average player. But I mean, I think Conte was trying to switch it up a little bit, but Arsenal didn't add anybody. West Ham didn't add anybody. And if you compare our squads to all 3 of those teams, we have a better squad.
We have a better squad, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know what it is? That's why I say this being 4th isn't that the what it used to be. I know what I mean. It used to be very, very competitive. Now so many teams are falling behind, but we'll see, man. Time will tell, man. Big up to you for coming on, Freddie. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Love your work, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Big up to you. Kid Ashur, yes, brother. You good?
Hello, Abdi. How are you?
Yeah, man.
Is fine.
Bad,
well, Abdi, wallahi, I'm not gonna lie. Like I've reached this dangerous position where I've lost passion and like there's like something has died inside of me because of this club treatment to me as a fan and us. It's like we want to be competitive. We want to try to like compete with the best. And at the same time, there's no signings in the pitch. There's nothing in this club that gives me a feeling where I can feel like secured as, for example, Man City fans, Real Madrid fans, European fans at all. Like this month, I've seen all of my friends, their clubs doing well. Juve, even Barcelona. Who else? Even Tottenham. Even though they bought Dejan Klozewski, he's a good player, but the other guy is trash. So, but still, they bought someone, you know. And Man United keeping a player hostage, letting go of a player we actually need and who is better than what we have in a squad, like Donny van de Beek. You've got who else went out of team? Martial. Well, now after the Greenwood thing happened, oh, you hear me?
Yeah. I think you went a little bit. 1 second.
Yeah. So we have only 2 strikers left. What if Cavani gets injured? What will gonna happen? Like, are we gonna depend on Ronaldo every week? Like, come on, Abdi. This
That'll
club
be the only
is
striker available.
yeah, because wallahi, Abdi, I'm not lying. Like, this club is killing me as a fan, and I feel like I'm getting treated badly because you see, every club is like they have a connection with their fans, like the Juve, Bayern, Real Madrid, Barcelona, even Barcelona. Like everyone thinks Barcelona are the mud. Wallahi, Abdi, trust me, 2 years they will be back before us.
Yeah, it's
Even
like
though
Real
we have the
Madrid.
money, we have the ability.
Yeah, of course. Real Madrid
It's
as
only a
well.
matter of time, wallahi. So it's like I feel envy and jealous of them because they have like their clubs hear them. Their clubs want them to satisfy them. But with us, it's like fuck you. Just give me your money. What are you gonna do about it? It's like bullying up to Allah. I'm not gonna lie because I've really reached a bad stage with this club, and it's like this close. You know what I mean?
I asked the question to everyone. You know, maybe they might have looked at it and thought, you know what, Arsenal haven't spent anything. Tottenham just about. They said, you know what, we're technically stronger than them just to reach top 4, and that is the aim. Obviously, after Oli, what happened with Oli?
I hear they didn't want to. They didn't want Jesse to go to West Ham because they are afraid of competing with us. If this is true, wallahi, this club is finished. This club is done. Like imagine where we are now, afraid of letting Jesse Lingard to go to West Ham because we are afraid he might take them to the 4th place. That we actually, by the way, if you guys think about it, we could have been 3rd, not 4th. Because Chelsea have been great. We had a chance before, like 1 month, 2 months ago, to catch up with them. Like, come on, this is not acceptable. And like I told you, I had enough of their stuff. And this summer, after everything is settled up, okay, we know who's gonna stay, who's gonna go out. And Raganek goes to upstairs, and we know who's our next manager. I swear to God, I'm not gonna lie. If they don't like start working properly, this might be the end, wallahi. Because I don't see it happening in the future. Because this is now the chance to get everything right in terms of who's gonna stay, who's gonna go, who the setup upstairs, everything. If we don't take advantage of this summer, finito, done.
Yeah. Okay, sure, man. You said it there, man. Big up to you, man. And we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Okay, bro. Take care, man. Take care. I'm gonna bring on G. G, good to meet you again, man. Been a while.
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Could be better, but listen, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Look, I'm just coming on to kind of just say that I'm quite relaxed about.
Okay.
Not necessarily the window, but I'm quite relaxed about the situation. There was a guy, in fact, you've actually got it on the screen, Masaifa 256.
Yeah, he said trust Ralph. Yeah,
we got crap out and no reactionary buys. I think that's a spot on super chat. Bang on. For me, Ranić deserves a lot of credit for getting people out of the club, even on a 6-month basis, that either weren't going to play, like Donny. Donny wanted to play, but he was never going to get a game. That was evident. So go out and get him some game time. Martial didn't want to be at the club, so he's gone. Ahmad needs game time. So and he tried to get rid of Jones. Unfortunately, that didn't happen in the end. But he's slowly starting to. We've been saying for how many transfer windows that we need to start to shrink this bloated squad full of dead wood, and he's started to get to shift people out, give people game time. I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. People were saying that we haven't got enough depth. I was just looking. I wrote down some of the options that we've got. Defense I won't go into because I think we're pretty sorted in defense. 2 full backs.
Yeah, defense I'm not bothered about. Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Midfield and forwards. So centre mid, attacking mid, forwards. Forwards, Ronaldo, Cavani, Sancho, Rashford, Ilanga. Are you telling me that's not enough?
Okay, let me spin it another way then.
Ilanga
is just coming to the setup. There's a lot of pressure. Rashford, for the past 2 years, he's had a lot of injuries, burnout. We've had that question with Ole, and we criticise the handling of Rashford. That's who. Cavani's injury record, you know it and I know it. It's not the greatest. That's 3. Ronaldo could play every game, but then when you self-depend on him as probably the only striker up top, if Cavani gets injured, that's 4. And then you got Sancho, who's not in form. So I've given you a rebuttal to what you've said there. Yeah. And then how do you take it from that point?
Well, for me, I think Ronaldo and Cavani should be rotating anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If you're going to play 3 up front, both of them should. In that formation, they could play up front. They did it against Spurs and played really well, by the way. But if you're going to have 3 forwards, you're only going to have either of Ronaldo and Cavani anyway. So they should be rotating anyway. Sancho needs the confidence, so he needs the game time. The only way he's going to get form is to be not guaranteed, but he should be getting more and more games to sort of build him into this squad, because he hasn't settled yet, because we had a million forwards that we were trying to get into the team, which was the point when I came on a few weeks ago. Rashford, okay, he can sort of switch with Ilanga in terms of the rotation there. There's 5 quality forwards there for only 3 positions, and that just depends on the formation. If you only play 2 up top, then you got 5 players for 2 positions.
He might have to go back to 4-2-2. He might have to.
He may have to, or he could. I quite like the idea of 3 at the back, but I'll let people draw their own conclusions with that. I think we've got the centre halves to do that. But just on midfield, just so Fred, McTominay, Matic, Bruno, Pogba, Lingard, Hannibal, and Mata.
Yeah.
I really want to make the point about Hannibal.
Good player.
Really good player. I really like him from what I've seen in Tunisia and but also what I'd seen in little snippets of pre-season when he played against QPR and things before that. He's got an opportunity now to come into this team. He would never have had that opportunity if we hadn't if Radnick hadn't done what he'd done, which is shifting players on for 6 months. It's a real opportunity for him and Ilanga now to see how these 2 academy graduates can push through. So I'm really positive about it. Really, the only thing that I'm concerned about is I think for us to realistically finish in the top 4, either Fred or McTominay are going to have to avoid injury at the same time for the rest of the season. That's the only thing I would say.
It's crazy. Who would have thought that? You know what I mean? Who would have thought that?
But at the end of the day, every team needs balance. So you have to have that solidity in the midfield. You can't just pack it with Bruno, Pogba, and I don't know, Donny when he was here or what. You always had to have just maybe 1 or maybe 2, like we played McFred with Bruno ahead. So that's my only negative. And the only other thing I would say is I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't use the loan fees to go and get Zakaria.
There we go. That's the thing for me as well. The loan fee was 5 million. Could have got the Jesse Lingard one as well for about 6 million. There's the only right there, and we don't spend anything. Net spend a 0. But again, this is where I think the other side of the coin, You know, as you say. So it is what it is. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Do you think we'll make top 4? Last question.
I do, you know, because I know, because when you come out of a window like this and it's all kind of negative because we haven't gone and got anybody, I get it. I get it. Do you know what I mean? We should have gone and got Sakaria, 100%, and then I would have been really excited. But I just think when you remove players that don't want to be at the club from the team, all that unrest, all that negativity is removed. You've now got a squad full of players that want to be there and that want to fight. They understand what they now need to do between now and the end of the season, and they all know that they're probably going to get a good amount of minutes as well, because it has been shrunk, because they're not fighting against all these different talents. I think we'll do it. I really do.
I think we will. I think we will. I think top 4 should be a minimum anyway for this football club. But
of course. But I'm just talking about in terms of what's realistic now.
Oh yeah, massively.
Beginning of the season, we should. You know, we should have been looking to win the league at the beginning of the season.
I know.
People will laugh at that now.
Times have changed.
But times have changed. So from now to the end of the season, we can definitely do it. But as I said, Fred and McTominay, them two, I know it's ridiculous, but they have to stay fit. One of them has to be fit at all times between now and the end of the season. Otherwise, I think we've got a very big problem.
Who would have thought of that, eh? G, big up to you, man. Love
to
for coming
see you,
on.
Saeed. Nice
you too,
one,
as
man.
always. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Big up Big Steve in the chat. Says, could be worse, could be Arsenal. Exactly that. Gary Clark, mate. How are you, mate?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. What do you make of the transfer window?
Well, it's a bit disappointing because we haven't signed any players. And although the players we did get rid of Van de Beek and Diallo for game time and Martial for game time, it weakens us because less depth. But then they did have to go because we weren't using the Miller at the same time. So I'm kind of happy that they went, but I'm disappointed that we haven't signed anybody, especially a midfielder. But I do think we'll get top 4 because Arsenal, Tottenham, I don't think are really threats, and then West Ham, I don't really think. Like, we mightn't be a good team, but we have good individual players, you know, producing good individual moments. You know, this season and last season, it's always been individual moments, and I think, you know, Tottenham and Arsenal don't really have good individual players. Like, I know Harry Kane and Son. Well, Harry Kane hasn't been great this season, and Son, he's been decent, but you know, we've a lot of individual players. But the forwards are starting to get a bit weak, and well, hopefully, we've still got Rashford and Alanga and Ronaldo and Cavani, but we're going to have to rotate that a lot from now to the end of the season. So, and I think the ambition of the club, like we might end up seeing in 3 or 4 years' time if West Ham continue to get better and Newcastle come up, and you've already got City, Liverpool, and Chelsea ahead of us, we could end up like Arsenal, always competing for top 4 rather than titles.
This is what I mean, and you know what it is for me. I don't think it's this 4th now, because first and second Liverpool just go clear. You know what I mean? This second, 3rd, and 4th are not. They're just moral victory, innit? You know what I mean? It's not something. I don't think it's anything.
Proud of.
Yeah, it's not something to be proud of. I really don't, because it's so far away. You're about 20 points away from. How many points are we away from City? Is it?
Oh,
20?
I think it's 20 or 18 or something.
18. You know what I mean? It's like it's not something to be proud of.
No.
You know what I mean? You know what? It's just not to be proud of. But do you think we'll get top 4 though?
Oh yeah, I think we will get top 4. But as you say, it's not to be proud of. But if we had got a couple of signings in January, even Zakaria from Mönchengladbach or Tchouaméni from Monaco, we could have maybe caught Chelsea and got 3rd place.
Yeah.
Because I think their biggest problem is their striker, even though we spent 100 million on him. But I think we could have caught them. And well, maybe we could on the FA Cup or do well in the Champions League. But still, even the Champions League teams, you know, we're
too much
miles
depth
off.
now. It's depth. Now we don't have that depth. I think Champions League could be very sticky. You know, I think FA Cup just about we might look at a draw. You just never know. You beat Middlesbrough, then you get another home game somewhere. You know what I mean? Then you're in the quarterfinals already, and you're looking at the semi-final. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Time will tell, man. But big up, man. Stephen Kramer says, "Big up, caller, talking sense, man." Gary, nice to meet you, man, and we'll see you soon, man.
Thank you.
Take it easy, mate. Take it easy. Let's get popping. Pop, what are you telling me, bro?
Yo, I'm good, man. What you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. What do you make of this transfer window? Are you surprised?
Yeah, I'm really like knowing Manchester United. I'm not really surprised because you gotta expect anything, you know. But a lot of people like they are saying that the club never wants to sign a midfielder because it might not suit the upcoming manager's style. But I think that's a weak excuse because, I mean, if the club had good scouting, they will be able to spot someone that they think
absolutely
universally can work for everyone, right?
Absolutely.
So, because the club is run so bad in terms of the people abroad, I think they don't trust their own, like, talent IQ to say, okay, I spot a player right here. This manager will like him because he's good. Pep will like him. Klopp will like him. Get him. So that's just a weak excuse, I think, like people are finding. At least we could have signed one midfielder side. Come on. At least,
you know, we'll talk about that. I don't know if you heard about the Zakaria one. Could have used the Jesse Lingard money and the Martial money to go and get Zakaria.
See, so that's the thing. It's just a messed up situation with how the club is run.
I was probably going to be linked with Zakaria, you know, if he was there in the summer.
Yeah. And all right, even the guy that Newcastle signed, Bruno Guimaraes or whatever his name.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have at least loaned him for 1 year, see if he's good, sell him, you know, like what Leicester did with Tielemans. Right? They got him on loan. Then the other season, we have these that we could have pulled off.
Yeah.
But here's my thing though with what the club, like how I think it's run, right? Because here's what. Not all right, some of the players, nothing is wrong with having players that are declined, old, you know. But the thing is with our players, like our fringe players like Matic and Mata, they don't offer nothing, bro. Like literally, they don't offer nothing. Like
what I mean.
All right, City had Silva up until he was 32, but at least Pep put it. Pep had Silva in a way in which he could play in a front. He could play in a midfield three, right? He could play attacking midfield. So he still offered something, even though he's at a certain age. Milner, for example, he can play right back, left back, right mid, right center mid, number 8, number 6. So even though these players might be old for Liverpool and City, the word that they offer, the value that they bring to the team, it succeeds certain things. But we have Matic. It's not like Matic is a player that can play center back and number 8 and number 6.
Yeah, you can't.
He's not like
he's limited. He's limited to what he can do. It's not even in midfield.
But why we have these players? That's what I'm saying. If we have some old players that are on big wage, at least have players that are versatile, that serve more purpose, right? Mata only can play a certain position, right? So if the system is not there for him, then what we are just going to give him 120K or whatever he's on and just let him be there. It doesn't make any sense, side, bro. You know, we need to start out these things to move forward. And the midfielder, bro, I'm still saying this. We should have signed someone, because if our scouting system or our talent IQ was that good, we should be able to spot a player that we think can be world class regardless of who is the manager, bro. You know, that's what I just think. I don't think it's a valid excuse to say, yo, the next manager might not like him or not like him, you know, because a number 8 is a number 8.
Absolutely.
A box-to-box midfield is a box-to-box. He has energy. He can pass. He can break up the play, period. We need that, you know. We need somebody. We need a DM. We need a DM that can pass. We need a DM that can shield the midfield, can use both feet. That's just a profile that any manager would want. It shouldn't be a case where the future manager wouldn't want him or that It's just bad management. But Ralph, think he's doing a good job in terms of getting out the players that don't want to be here and giving some of the players game time, because when when this coming season, when in July summer comes, we'll be able to say, okay, out of these 6 players that I sent out, 3 of them I don't think is good, and I think we could get like sale on those players. So in the future, it might be a good thing to me.
Yeah, but I think the football now, man, is very, very. What can he give me now? But we'll see, man. Pop, big up to you, man.
Okay, bro. Take care, man. All right.
You too, brother. Nice one, bro. Big up to Pop, always coming on, showing love on the channel. We got Santi. Sorry about the wait, mate. How are you, mate?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Where you from, by the way?
I'm from Houston area. So
Yeah, big up, man. Big up to you. What do you want to talk about, man? Transfer window. Are you disappointed? Do you think you're looking at the other way, thinking, you know what, we have to get these players out? What do you think?
yeah, I mean, so I'm not really surprised. As far as the business or lack of business that we ended up doing, I think it's shocking how poor we deal with the transfers. We talk about Sakaria, or even Boubacar Kamara was offered to us, and we didn't do anything on that. We don't, for whatever reason, it wasn't really big news, but the fact that we are still keeping Andreas Pereira and rejected an offer for him for, it was like what, 8 million, like that would have paid for the Zakaria transfer right there and then. It's really odd, like somebody had mentioned in the chat, maybe if we bought Zakaria and he didn't succeed at United, we would have sold him later on. We don't do that though. We tend to just keep players who aren't that good, they're just not good enough for the club, and just sit with them for some reason. I don't know. It's really odd. I think even with the youth academy, there's some players that are good, right? Maybe not necessarily good enough for Manchester United, because not every single youth player will be. But we don't do that kind of business where we maybe shift a player and make a profit on them, like other clubs do. It's I don't know. It's just I'm not surprised about I guess the business we did. I don't know. I mean, um, for me, it almost feels like Ed Woodward is the type of guy that would just intentionally sabotage like the business that he's in, just so that he looks like a better businessman in the long run, or people miss him, right? Like, cause
Yeah, true. That's true. That could be true.
like I don't know. I mean, I was just kind of gathering. What are your thoughts, right? Because like I feel like Ralph inherited a bunch of problems. A lot of the players, first team players, had one foot out the door. Like Donnie Martial. Like I feel like he got there. They had that initial conversation and they were just fed up with it. I don't think it was like, I think Ralph sort of had his hands tied as far as them wanting to be part of the club.
Do you think that's why you kind of think that it's a case of getting top 4 and then kind of building some sort of summer where again another rebuild where how many are you going to do? We've not even seen the fruits of the first rebuild from Ollie. Most of them are not in the team. And that's just a crazy thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's weird because like we spend money consistently, but it's a constant rebuild. There's no way to really steer the ship, so it really feels like with Ralph. Luckily, maybe the performances haven't been great, but only lost one. I think that there is room to maybe make a run in the Champions League. Top 4, I know it's not it's not what we want. It's not what we should be used to. The standards or what we expect of this club has dropped. But it's something that ultimately I feel like we have got to get to top 4. Otherwise, you will see even a bigger exodus of players than we're already seeing. There's going to be more people that are going to want out the door. if we don't get top 4.
Absolutely, absolutely. Santi, mate, appreciate from Houston, mate. Appreciate you calling.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, and definitely big up.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Take care, yeah.
Yeah, you too.
Big up, big up. Noah, sorry about the wait, mate. How are you?
I'm doing great, Said. And you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Do you think we've had a bad transfer window? What do you think about this transfer window?
Well, the transfer window, I know it's very hard, very bad for us and for the fans and for the club. It's very huge bad situation we have. Not even for the clubs, they didn't even sign none of them unless they loan the players that we don't need, like Ronnie van de Beek, Anthony Martial, some of the players that were loaned, Armand Dalot. There was main thing that I don't understand why the Glazers are not even spending their money because they don't even want for us to fix the situations. Why does United are not even considering this situation? We are in the title for the top 4 race right now. That's the main problem we're in this situation. And not only that was the main concern that we're having is the players for the next season. If we don't get to the top 4, what's wrong? What is going to happen? Rolando will leave. Cavani, Matic, Mata, or all those Man United players on the bench are gonna leave. Simple as that. No doubt about it. Well, for Greenwood, I really don't want to talk about it as well. That for me, this is the main concern that if we don't fix this situation right now, that's the main thing we have to do. That's the right choice.
Noah, man, appreciate all the time you call in, man, and sorry about the wait, man.
No problem, man. Peace.
Big up, man. Big up to Noah. Let me see who's next. Sham, how are you, man? Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Where you calling from?
Yeah, coming from South Africa. That's quite far down the side.
Big up, man. Big up. What do you want to say, man? Transfer window. What did you make of it? No signings.
Yeah. I think there's different opinions everywhere. I think one of the popular opinion is that we needed to get a central defensive midfielder in at least. But I think and there's surprisingly a lot of people who actually feel that they're actually happy with getting some of the players and not actually getting other players in. Like, for example, the caller called earlier, and I would say that there's like 3 callers ago. What he said was that the IQ of the board or the scouting team to be able to find the replacement that we wanted to scout ahead for the defensive midfielder, and I think that's one of the major problems, and that just shows how massive the job is for Ralph to move upstairs when the time comes in. I just want to give an example. For example, with City, when Pep came in, I mean, they had about a 4 to 5 year project in place to get the players in to suit Pep's style of play. I mean, that's essentially what you want from the club, to be able to identify players so that if the manager comes and goes, you still got that core of the identity in which you to play and the players that fit that style. Now, of course, we don't have that. Now, the thing about it, I'm gonna talk about it. Yes, it's gonna become an issue again towards the end of the season, or maybe 2-3 years from now. Ralph is going upstairs as an advisory role to to the director of football and Darren Fletcher. His advisory period, Saeed, is 2 years. Let me tell you guys, all fans listening now, and this is going to echo, 2 years is not enough. Absolutely, it's not enough for you to build a project of continuation for club success to get to the point whereby you can have a style of play, a way of playing, and then get the players around that, regardless of the manager. In order for you to develop, you're going to need much more than 2 years. So that is my biggest, huge concern, Said. And it's actually something that we're not going to look at it now. We're going to look at it 2-3 years from now, and we're going to be like, wow. And the other thing about it, the thing about the top 4 that isn't, the thing about not bringing in a player right now, because I understand the general consensus is that we wanted to get a central defensive midfielder in to secure top 4. And I think the biggest concern with me about that is if securing top 4 okay, has an influence on who we choose as the next manager, then I would be concerned of the lack of activity that we've done, because the next manager is so important. If it is that we do get the two top managers that we touted to, which is Pochettino and Ten Hag, yeah, they've got to come in immediately and make an impact.
Would they come into this mess where you got so many people who wanted to leave and a broken squad where the agent, strikers, not a stable centre back partnership. The wing backs are still up for debate. Full backs. People say Wan-Bissaka, people say Dalot, people say Shaw, people say Tellers. Midfield.
Yeah, I don't know, Said. I think Pochettino is actually. I think Pochettino's got something about United. I think he's got this affection towards that times when Ferguson had that coffee breaks.
Yeah, of course.
I think there's something with Pochettino and the squad, and we've seen what Pochettino has done. Okay, he didn't manage to win a title yet, but you can see what he's done to build a squad. So I think you might still be appealed even if we drop out of top 4. But I really obviously want Ten Hag as well, or primarily Ten Hag. But I feel like we're not there at the project yet to get him there. But I think that's the thing. The moment, if the December or the winter transfer window starts, we need to get going from day one, because you got a manager in advisory role for 2 years, guys. That's not enough. So a 2-year advisory role, you need to get the manager alongside him bang on. And they need to get things right from the get-go, because 2 years is not enough. And I'm happy with Poch, I'm happy with Ten Hag, but they need to get it right from the get-go. And we need to start building on, because that 2 years is not going to be enough. And my concern is that we come to the second year, and let's say we did an okay job. Look, first of all, fans, we know this, that building a club, guys, it's a 5-year project at least, minimum, hands down, from a board level. Yeah, exactly. So now we got to hope that 2 years we make enough progress to have the board realize, and this board just works on our nerves, we know. We're going to have to hope the board realizes that, hey, okay, they're on an okay trajectory. Let's extend Ralph's 2-year tenure. Because if he doesn't, because if they have a rocky start, and trust me, Ralph will get it right if he get 5 years. If they get a rocky start, there's not going to be an extension on that 2 years. And that is my big concern. And guys, if we don't get this right in this next 2 years, we are going to be looking at that 20, 30-year titleless history of ours. And it's sad. And that's the things that I just sort of, like people talking about, let's big up more on the board and let's go on about getting the board out. It's exactly that, guys. And like, it's exactly what identifying that this 2 years is not enough. It's just things need to happen a bit fast, and you just got to put your faith in Ralph that hopefully once he moves upstairs, things just get going. The right manager comes in and things get going, because it's gonna be a long wait for a title for us if we don't get it right. And I feel like this is the only time for us to sort of steady that ship a bit. So
absolutely perfect, man. You said it perfectly, man. But appreciate your calling and appreciate your time, man. Thanks, Sham.
Big up, Shade. All the best, man. Cheers.
You too, man. You too, brother. Take it easy. Big up to Sham on the calling. We got Patel. Patel, how are you, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Could be better. Could be better, but it is what it is. What do you make of the transfer window, the January transfer window?
I think transfer window is like all the other transfer window. It's like average. You know what I mean? I'm not happy, but I'm not sad as well. At least we get rid of some players who doesn't want to play. So Martial was frozen. Same with Donny van de Beek and Amad Diallo. So they 3. Now they have a chance to show what they can do, right? So, but one of the disappointment is, I believe, not letting Lingard go. I think, but if you see other way, now what we have in terms of the forwards: Ronaldo, Cavani, Sancho, and Rashford, and Ilanga. That's 5, and we are competing in Champions League. So three is going to start, obviously, right? And then 2 will be from the bench. So from the bench, you will have what? Maybe Cavani and Lingard. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm worried. I'm worried about Champions League.
Even the bench, when you look at the first team, who's on the bench? Lingard.
So I thought if they get rid of Lingard and bring Zakaria, it would have been a kind of okay deal still, because number 6, as we all know, there is no one. Matic doesn't have the legs. McTominay is like, one day he is like he performs like Pirlo, and the other day is like just drink water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
like that. So I'm worried, and I'm hopeful that Raf. The one thing Raf does is, he brings everyone together. He unites everything. That's the most important thing. But apart from that, there are some people who are very nervous, who are absolutely very sad. But I'm not that much. At least positive is there are some outgoings, so that the players will be happy, they can perform, and maybe this summer window, I have been following the club very closely since last 6-7 years. Although I am a fan of Manchester since ages, right? But this summer window is going to be very crucial. If the board
Absolutely.
if the board does not deliver, then I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Because we are hoping that we are gonna finish in top four and we're gonna play Champions League, but you never know. If we fails to be in top four, and then I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Ronaldo is gonna stay? No. Cavani is going. Then Pogba will be like, okay, free transfer. Then new manager. What about the outgoings? Everything is going to be crazy if we don't finish in top four. So we have to make sure whatever we do, we play Champions League next season. We have the chance to play in this season as well, but it's going to be very crazy. So I'm not sure. There are very tough days ahead.
Yep.
But people are saying Ilanga. This is the second time I am on the show. Last time I was on the show when we were talking regarding Martial.
Yeah.
You remember that was my first time on our YouTube. I hope we will have more conversation.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Ilanga, same as Greenwood. Don't overrate him. We haven't seen his performances like real 5-star performances. He scored a good goal and everything. Does he know how to play away in Atletico Madrid Champions League? Does he have experience? That's a huge story. That's very different story. So people are gonna say like Ilanga and all that. I am not buying into that unless and until he performs, he scores away, and our front line is now worrying. No, because Greenwood. Last time, remember I told you about Greenwood as well. Remember, people are
Yep.
overrate Greenwood. So I'm not sure. At least good thing is, I always want Greenwood on the bench, to be honest. He never passes to anyone. I don't know why. No one tell him. I don't understand still this date. On the second idea, in the first 5 minutes, there was an easy pass to Ronaldo. He was open against West Ham. No one open. And he didn't pass. I'm like, this guy needs to understand what is he doing on the pitch. And then now suddenly there is an issue outside the pitch. So now I'm not sure. I'm hopeful. Let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
We have Sancho as well, so hopefully Sancho can perform.
Sancho hopefully picks up form, and as Habib says, get more game time. But listen, we'll see, man. Patel, thanks for coming on, man. I
All right,
appreciate you
man.
calling in.
Thanks. Take care.
Love, bro. Big up to you. Big up to Ahmed. Ahmed, what are you saying, brother? You're on mute, I think.
Oh, big up to you. What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, man. Sorry about last time, man. You couldn't get on in it.
Yeah. It's just the capital's working. I don't know why, but it's okay.
Yeah, man. What do you think of it, man? January transfer window, no signings.
I kind of expected this, It's just been for the past couple of years. Just we've not been easily in the transfer window. Like we haven't gotten the players that we really wanted, like the first signings, for every single side of the pitch. But I mean, I expected this. But when we needed a player like 10 days ago, like Dembele was linked to us, I was like, you know what? He has a huge injury record, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just get him because the players we loaned out, like Ahmad, Martial, we don't have strength on that side, and we don't have strength up front. So yeah.
Do you think top four jeopardy, or do you think we just have enough quality to get top four?
I think we have enough quality. Plus, I'm just glad we have enough quality to make it top four. Plus, I'm just glad that the sides around us, like Arsenal, Tottenham, and even Chelsea, like we can catch up to Chelsea, but I'm just glad that they didn't even improve, like get one signing, which would have helped them a lot. I mean, Tottenham have like in the midfield, but I mean, it's not as much, but I mean, that would probably help.
Absolutely. Time will tell, man. Do you think, one more question, do you think that the other players will step up? Ilanga, Rashford, they're the key for me. Sancho as well. Ronaldo's done his thing. The rest need to step up now and help him out. You know what I mean? you know, obviously
Yeah,
the Greenwood situation has happened. You know, what I mean, we have to now disregard that in terms of our football now.
Just got to keep on
You know,
going.
because now we just have to keep. You know, we have to find a solution. So the rest of them have to come in and help. You know.
Yeah, we have to pick up form before the Champions League game, like 2 weeks against Atletico, and it's just obviously Atletico play a good defensive side. They're a good defensive team. The way that they play, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough away game and a home game. Just hope that we can pick up form. And I'm just glad that Pogba will be back for that key game. I think he'll be back like next week or so. I'm just glad that he'll be back. I don't know exactly where Ralph will play him, but we'll see how this plays out, and just the midfield. And what he plays in the attack or so in those couple of games. We'll see.
Absolutely. Ahmed, man, thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate it.
Big up, bro.
Love, bro. Big up to Ahmed in the chat. We got Nee. Is it Nee? Yep. Nee, how are you, mate? You're on mute. Yeah, you're on mute, Nee, I think. If you just press your...
Hello?
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad.
How's
Are you disappointed we didn't
still
get this
raining?
signing?
Still raining in
Sorry?
Manchester?
Yeah, it's you know, it's always raining in Manchester. You never know, man. It's always grey. So it's grey.
Yeah, I missed the rains. You know, I was in Glasgow for a minute, so you know, I miss Manchester and Glasgow. But anyway, big ups to other fans. You know, this is my second time being on the show.
Yeah, man, big up.
And with United, yo, let's just take it back for a second and break it down. All right, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, of course.
Manchester United, we were doomed the day we sacked LVG. Because let's say Ferguson was a whole problem. He was leaving the club, and he left the club with who? Moyes, his countryman from Scotland. Scotland. He came in, didn't do nothing, mate. And then we brought in LVG to restart.
Yeah.
But nobody really gave LVG the time to restart. Nobody gave him time to restart.
I thought
LVG,
what we had.
LVG was playing. Look, LVG was using youngsters, academy boys. You know, played off Liverpool off the park, like with Martial, Cameron Borthwick Jackson. You know, remember those boys? All those little boys. He was playing wavy soccer like Pep is playing right now. But nobody gave him chance. He won the FA. His wife called him, "Yo, you've been sacked, man." Only to get back to Manchester and he was sacked. But now we want Manchester to play a system like the way, I mean, forgive my little boy in the background. We want Manchester to play just like City is playing right now. But LVG was a perfect man to play. But we said, no, we just want blood and sweat. Everybody like gladiators, run, and like headless chicken. We didn't want a perfect system. But it was like almost 10 top players were out of the team, injured. And he was just using the little boys to play the football, like wavy techie soccer. But we said we don't want that. Now after that, we brought in Mourinho. We didn't give him too much chance. And then we brought in Ole. This same fan base supported Ole for almost 3 seasons. He had more money in the transfer market than LVG and Mourinho combined. We said we'll restructure. We want to play the Man U way, DNA, blah, blah, blah. We started bringing in Cavani, Ronaldo. So we said, what? What happened to James Garner? You know, what happened to Ahmad and all those youngsters who were supposed to be brought up, so-called academy boys? You know, and blend them and let them play with the senior boys so they can know how to play the game, and then we can go on and win some laurels with the club. But said no, we went on. Ole is one player who was so lucky in his days as a player, and also very lucky as a manager. He had so many times that he should have been sacked, but we let it linger on, papering over the cracks. And then what happened? We finally sacked him. Ralph just came in like barely, like how many months Ralph's been here? And we already say, oh, Ralph is not it. But it started all like we should have been like be honest with ourselves. That's why I stopped supporting Manchester United the day they sacked LVG, because he had a plan. Though he came in, his kind of play was boring and everything, but he had a plan. He was playing with the youngsters, so the senior players get back and then groove them into it, and then we can take it on from there. But we didn't want that. We brought in all those people that I mentioned before, and now we have Ralph. Let's give Ralph the time. I'm all in for Ralph. Let's give him the time. Let him build a team. Now we don't want Martial. Only Martial. He left, and we're complaining we don't have attackers, but we never used him when he was here. So what are people talking about? We hold Lingard hostage. Can you imagine Lingard? We're holding Lingard hostage not to leave Manchester United. McTominay, all those players back in the day when I was a little child watching Manchester United, we have Scholes, Carrick, and those people. Lingard and McTominay, they are not first team players. They are subs. But now we're praying Fred shouldn't be injured so we can play for top four. No, brother. Scrap all this season out. I don't even want top four. I don't want top four, because once we get top four, the owners, the Glazers, they're gonna get their Champions League money. They're still gonna get little money here and there. They're not selling players. They're just gonna bring in little attraction and sell jerseys and get their money. That's all they want. We don't get top four. Sevilla is gonna knock out Sevilla. Martial is there. Europa League. They are the champions of Europa League, right? Because they won like 6 or 8 trophies. We're not getting Europa. We're not getting Champions League. We're not getting top four. Let's start all over again from the scratch, and let's build Manchester United. Hopefully with Ralph stays longer than 2 years. We bring in Ten Hag. Start from the scratch. Players that don't want to be here, let them go.
Let them go. Yeah,
It's good for them.
Absolutely, Lee. I appreciate you calling, man.
And tell your man, what's his name?
Nuruddin.
The therapist, real therapist. Tell him to do calling shows so people can come and get a therapy.
Yeah, I always tell him, man. I always tell him to upload more, man. He never listens to me.
All right, big ups, brother. This is my second time on the show. Big ups.
Appreciate it, man. Love, man. Love. Mo, we're gonna get you on next. Lee, and then Mo, and then we're gonna get Stephen, and then Grady as well. Grady, I can see the back. So Lee, then Mo, Stephen, then Grady. But Lee, how are you, mate?
What's going on, Saeed?
Well, you tell me, man. You tell me.
Boy, I thought it wasn't gonna get worse, Remember?
Yeah.
Ralph came in. I'm like, okay, well, this is not gonna get worse, at least. But now we see that Ralph is not in charge of this. Ralph is not in charge of transfers, of players wanting to play, or he's a puppet, This is where I said the last time on here. And people in the comments are like, well, I talk like I'm cousins or family with Rance. It's facts. He's not in control of this thing, Because if he was in control, Jesse would have gone. Why did they stop that transfer? Why we are not signing every season from LVG? We're hearing we're gonna be rebuilt. We're gonna rebuild. We're gonna rebuild this. We're gonna rebuild that. No, it's gonna wait for a summer. They're taking so much piss that they're writing off season 4 or 5 years now. We're not seeing any movement in not only getting players in. You can tell me that there is no midfielder in the market and we don't have no money.
Yeah, but it's 7 million. Zakaria was 7 million.
Brother, we bought the right back on the Marina for 20 mil, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, what is going on here? You can go to Argentina. I watch Argentine league. Yo, they have the passion, they have the fight, they have what you need. They will take that money. They can run in this thing for you. But we don't have no structure to develop these people. You know what I mean? This is we're looking at Arsenal now. They're complaining that they didn't sign anyone. You know what I mean? And they're crap, we're here needing. We need to get. This is how they're unattached from the football club. We've been saying McFred with shit from how long now? What, 2-3 years now? And they're still playing, Saeed. They're still playing. They're comfortable with McFred. They're comfortable with
undefeatedly. Nobody seems to be getting in their position.
Nobody knows. No,
I don't think Pogba will get in this midfield, if I'm being honest with you. I think they'll keep McFred in there instead of Pogba. I think Pogba's now second fiddle. I think he'll have to prove why he can be in that midfield rather than McFred.
Bro, the last time I said the good players are going, the midfield is clad tight. McFred, Pogba is not getting in.
Yeah, I know.
They're gonna want to play him over Bruno if Bruno injured. That's what they buy Donny for, to play him as a 10 if Bruno is injured. Donny don't want that. He plays at a 6, plays at 8. You can play him anywhere in that midfield. But no, we're comfortable with this McFred. The guy is saying that under Van Gaal, we weren't that bad compared to now. You know that Mata goal that we scored in Anfield. I break my rib celebrating that goal. We just needed a spark. We ain't seen nothing for 3 years now. What's that? The PSG penalty was how many years ago?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We haven't seen anything yet. This is I said the last time, this is like watching your old relative dying. The football club is dying. And I tell you the last time, Saeed, I can go to championship. Middlesbrough was in administration how many years ago? They're what, 4th, 5th now? If you had a little bit of money, we can go to any club. People who know football can go to any small club and come up to the Premier League and beat United. This is Nordin was saying that a few days ago. I prefer to take Leicester setup or Chelsea setup over what we have now because we ain't seen nothing. It's the same exact thing how many years now? We're gonna bank on Rashford that was out of form until he scored 2 goals recently. Ronaldo hadn't scored in how many games? Cavani, which is 30-something years old. Both of them are 30-something years old. We know what the situation is. He's out. We're gonna Hamad is gone. It's like with Ilanga, we're gonna leave Ilanga as a backup. Well, what are we gonna do now? The club is dead. They don't care about Europe. I did the calculation. Coming there, I was gonna come there for a month, right? Because I'm in the UK, right? It's gonna cost me maybe like 10 grand to get there. Flights.
Oh no, just stay there, master.
That's what I'm saying to you, Saeed. This is what we're saying, and the club is pandering to outside people that are not in Manchester. This global brand. You know what money it take for a person outside of the country to come and watch the game? There is no entertainment value. There is no last minute goal, or we're not dumb. We used to look at our teams when we're playing against the Liverpool, the Chelsea, and all of these Arsenal back then. We didn't even watch their team and who was playing bad or good. We know, we're gonna capitalize on this because they're out of form. No, we are united. We don't care about their team. We know we have the quality in our team to beat anyone on any given day. What are we gonna do now? We have my friend in the big field, bro.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a kind of final question because I want to get more people on? Are we going to make top 4 with this team towards? Do you think we'll make top 4?
Brother, it's done. Dead. Gone. Top 4 gone. We don't. The fans don't even care about top 4.
I know. A lot of fans, they don't care.
Right. It's a cycle all over again. This is an emotional roller coaster all over again. The summer we're gonna get back the Pereira and the we're gonna go on tour, and they're gonna train, and they're gonna they're gonna keep him on, and then they're gonna play 2 games, and they're gonna loan him out at the beginning of the next season.
Lee. Yeah. Let's leave it at that. Lee, I'm gonna leave you off, man. Big up, Lee.
Big up, Saeed.
Love, man. Big up to Lee there, man. Big up to you, Mo. Sorry for the wait, man.
It's cool side. I think Man United fans got a bit of a problem. They need to wake up and realize they're not a big club no more. I think they're still deluded that they're still a big club. They're not a big club no more. They need to accept that first of all. 10 years without a league title, 10 years. No big club goes without 10 years without a league title, yeah? Man United would never, ever, I don't think they'll win another league title under this ownership. Impossible. I guarantee you that now. The best they can do, no one cares about top 4. The best they can do is maybe 3rd or 2nd. They'll never win another trophy, a big trophy, because they never modernized their football club when they needed to. When City were coming in 2008, they should have looked over and see the money that City were going to spend and have a plan in place, a system in place. Yeah. You can't be a successful football club with fucking bankers. It's impossible. And now you're going, 10 years without a league title, yeah? no Champions League, nothing. Yeah, you spent £1 billion on under 5 failed managers. Yeah, and all of a sudden Ralph Rangnick is going to come in 2 years and fix the club. Like, come on. Are people in dreamland, or they need to wake up and smell the coffee and reality?
How big is the
Reality is
rebuild this
City.
summer?
Saeed, it can't be done in one summer, Saeed, because you've had 10 years of bad transfer windows. Saeed, you have to be patient. But Saeed, I tell you, and I'll come in and apologize, you won't win a league title under the Glazers. For us to win a league title, we have to Glazers have to leave at some point. If it's in our lifetime, then maybe. If it's 10 years down the road, maybe. But Saeed, it's 10 years without a league title, and City and Liverpool have overtaken us. Now you've got another big problem in fucking Newcastle. Newcastle, you think Newcastle are going to stay like this? They're going to go there and they're going to spend, and now you got to worry about them. Eventually, it will take them a couple of years. And the City didn't come straight and dominate, Saeed. City had a plan. Yeah, top four. Who cares about top four side? We're Man United. We shouldn't be worried about top four. I don't understand what this top four. We're not Arsenal. Or are we a rich Arsenal now? We're Arsenal with a lot more money, basically. Yeah? We need to get back to our roots. But to get back to your roots, you can't. Side, it's impossible. I know we can't get the Glazers out. It's their football club. Man United accept that it will take a miracle to win the Premier League under this ownership. The reason being, these guys care about money, and you've got bankers. The worst CEO in world football, that bastard Ed Woodward, is leaving. Sorry for swearing, yeah, but he's a cunt. The day Sir Alex retired, Saeed, there was no plan in place. He thought, this is easy. Get a top manager, spend £1 billion, I'll win league titles. What happened? It's 10 years we had a league title, yeah? 10 years, it's a decade. Now, we had no league title, not even in a title race. We were in a title race, sort of, last year a little bit, and then it finished. They spent badly, Saeed, and honestly, if Ralph Rangnick thinks he's going to go upstairs in 2 years and fix the football club, mate, he's in dreamland. This ain't RB Leipzig, yeah? This ain't RB Leipzig. This is Manchester United Football Club, yeah? This is a global brand. You think you can do it in 2 years? Good luck. Saeed, you can beat Pochettino, you can beat Ten Hag. The football will be better, Saeed, yeah? But what's the point of playing nice football and not winning nothing? We need to win, but Saeed, not without the Glazers. If the Glazers are in charge of the football club, Saeed, they've got no plan. There's no structure. Now they're trying to do a structure. It's too late. It's too late to do a structure because those idiots, City have overtaken them. City is the dominant force of the world in English football now, Saeed. It's their era. It's their time. Like Man United dominated the 90s and the early 2000s, and they got to, and the late 2000s where we were dominating. As soon as 2013 hit, City took over, bro. It's there, like they've been dominating it. This is what they're going for the 4th league title, Saeed. Maybe a Champions League. This is the new dominance in English football. So is Liverpool. Liverpool have a plan as well. And now you got Newcastle. So if Newcastle, they got no budget. They'll spend wherever. They just look at City. Okay, look, let's see what Man City have done. Okay, cool. Let's just copy them. We'll go out. We'll get the best managers. We'll pay them a lot of money, and we'll just buy the best player side, or we'll just scout the players the way City did. What about Man United? Well, we can catch Man United. They're looking at Man United now thinking, look, don't worry about Man United. You'll catch them within 5-6 years. You'll catch them. Don't worry about it because they're not doing anything anyway. Because they can't. Don't forget, Man United are a rich club, but don't forget, you can't outspend Newcastle. You're not going to outspend Newcastle. Money talks, bro. You can't even get a CDM in the January transfer window. How are you going to? You can't get a CDM in the January transfer window. How are you going to compete with billionaires now? And Chelsea. Saeed, there's too many competition now for us to dominate football again. If you're waiting for league title side, you're gonna be waiting for a very, very long time, bro.
Right. I get it.
Some 10 years, bro. We'll be waiting.
Now, Mo, man, I appreciate you calling, man, and you spoke facts, man. Big up to you,
like Nudin said, there's no structure, and you can't win league titles with banker side. You've seen it. You can't. It's impossible. There's no structure.
Yeah. Nah, big up to you, Mo.
Take care of yourself. Look after yourself, bro.
Big up to you, man. Stephen, what are you telling me?
What are you saying? You're right.
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. What do you think of the situation, man?
I was just thinking hella shouting. But I don't want to come on and say I told you so. But like the reason why I keep saying
you say it all the time.
Now the reason why is because I saw the comments what they were saying, like baby rants, all of that stuff, yeah. But it's like if you don't go with this mob mentality, like about with like United fans, it's like, oh, you're wrong. You're like toxic. I just simply saw something and I said it. It's like now you're telling. When I told you like when we first got Ragnick here, I said nobody like wanted this guy. He wasn't in the names. He's getting his big spell at 60-something years old. Darren Fletcher's probably on the touchline shouting because he can't do it because there's the tail freezing probably. Like, I'm trying to make jokes because the club is finished. Like, you spent 50 million on a right back who we know wasn't good enough for the club in the first place. You spent 80 million pounds on a centre back who we know wasn't good enough in the first place. You've kept Matic. I don't know why, because he can't play any games. Mata, his legs are gone. Then you've given 100 and something pounds to a keeper who had one good season. And even in that season, towards the end of that first season he had at Sheffield, there was Hickey Hagger. You gave him 150,000 a week. Like, it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. And the other caller, yes, I was saying stuff about Newcastle. Everyone needs to relax about Newcastle, yeah? They got like, remember I said this 5 to 7 years. Because watch this, yeah? Name me one big player they got at Newcastle. One.
Yeah, but we've got big names. So where are we?
No, it's not the name. Forget the name. I'm talking about name me one big player like that would get into other top teams.
Obviously, they haven't got it now, but I'm saying though.
Yeah, cool. And that's my point.
We've got 10 years without a title. You know,
that's
nearly
fine.
10 years.
But it's our name. That's the thing. And obviously, social media traction, what we can bring towards a player. Do you get it? It's no longer what we can do on the pitch. It's what we can do off the pitch. In regards to Newcastle, I'm saying like until that first big player moves, nobody's got to worry. Until they get to like a Haaland, not like a Coutinho at 29 when his career is almost done, or like an Aubameyang,
I think that Bruno Camara is a top player in terms of what they are.
No one's saying he's not. Once again, no one's saying he's not, but he's not spinning people's heads. It's not like everyone's going, "Oh, I can't believe he's gone to Newcastle." It's just like everyone should just take time. But in regards to Manchester United, I've said this so many times. People need to plug this channel, get this, like, subscribe, what you're doing right now, like the video, even if you don't like me, if you like the channel, what he's doing, subscribe these things, because we need to get your voice out there more. There's no longer about fan call-ins and saying, oh, let's do this or let's do that. Clearly, nothing's going to change. It's time for action. Everyone needs to come together and really look at this club, because I told you this already, what they've done with Rashford, with him feeding the kids. It's a brilliant thing. But it comes in a time when you've got to think that you're giving too much power to these young kids where they think they can do anything. And I'm not going to speak on certain situations because I'm not trying to get anyone's platform breached and stuff, but we know what's going on with the accused person. I just want to say to like, we need to G-check ourselves as United fans, realise where we are as a club, and also what we're putting onto these players. We're giving them too much too soon, because I don't see anyone else doing them. People can argue, but I don't see a keeper at Liverpool having a good 6 month spell and they fork out 150k. Even at Man City, before Raheem Sterling got his massive contract, he was doing numbers, doing 20 goals a season before they gave him the 320 a week. So I just feel like the structure altogether needs rejiggering, and I don't think Ragnick is not the guy to do it. He's more like the guy you go to for advice, not for the guy for action. I said this already.
He's going to be advisor. He's going to be advisor soon.
Yeah, so I don't mind advisor, and everyone's saying Tim Hag or Poch. I don't. Tim Hag maybe, Poch. Hell no. I said Zidane because he went into a burning building when they signed him at Real Madrid. It was all individuals, and he managed to turn that individuals team into an actual team, and they won back to Champions League. No manager's done that before, and I think with him, his whole persona, the way people see him as a great player, and obviously what he's achieved, I think that's the best shout for us. Everyone's saying you don't want to come, you throw money at the situation. That's all I have to say on that, innit? But big up to you again, Chai. Everyone like, subscribe to this channel, man.
Yeah, big up, man. I appreciate it, bro. Love. Big up to you, man. Grady, then Najee are going to come to you after that, man. Grady, what are you saying to me, bro? You good?
Yo, I'm good, side, man. I can't lie to you. I was about to go to Old Trafford this season for the first time, and this season is just depressing for me. Can't lie to you. And just the transfer window, it goes to show the level that we're at as a club, because then 10 years ago or something, we were at the heights. We were competing. We were getting titles. We were competing in the Champions League, getting to Champions League finals, to now like battling for top 4, which is a disgrace, really. And it goes to show that, you know, the people who are working in the club are not football people, man. Like a Darren Fletcher, it doesn't make sense. He hasn't qualified to become what I don't know what it is, like a director of football. I don't know what it is, but like he's not qualified for that as compared to like a Van der Sar at Ajax, where he done his studies, did his degree, he earned it the right way. But it's just like, you know, it's kind of like you're just plugging your mates to get into this job, and they're clueless. All of them are just clueless, man. There's no passion, and you can tell there's no love of football in the board. It's just full of bankers, to be honest. And
do you think we'll get top 4?
I think we could possibly get top 4. With the squad that I don't know about because I think we can just about get into top 4 due to the squad that we have, because we don't have any depth within the squad, and it's kind of like, you know, we sell Martial, which is kind of like, it's kind of mad right now. Of course, with Martial, he wanted to leave due to how everything's handled, him not getting played and all sorts, and you know, Lingard as well, you know, wanting to leave as well and not getting his move. So it's just a complete mess. And I think like the Glazers need to get out. Everything needs to start again, man. Literally everything, man. Because like, you know,
I feel you, man. I feel
it
you,
doesn't.
bro.
It's just too much now, man. We're not acting like a top club, and like what Mo said as well, we're not a top club, man. Like, look, like Martial had to go on loan to Sevilla, and you can tell how they are structured as well, with Monchi like working behind the scenes, encouraging him. You know, you're the guy. You're gonna be the main guy for this squad. You know, and everything's like all organized. But with us, it's just like we're just throwing money in the air, like just just like letting people take whatever, you know, 100K, whatever, and like certain players, they're not really good enough. They're not on that level of, you know, of a Man United, of a stature. And I feel it all boils down to like someone like, no disrespect, it's just like he's a legend forever. He's forever ingrained into the history of Man United. But Sir Alex Ferguson, he kind of allowed this especially with like Ed Woodward and the Glazers, to say like, yo, because like I remember those seasons when I was younger, when sometimes he would buy like one player each transfer window, saying that didn't need much or anything, but we needed something, man. But it's just like now it's just like, you know, we're just in a complete mess, just going by manager after manager, and we shouldn't have given Solskjaer that job in the first place. As he should have just been an interim, and we should just look for another manager. Because
I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Big up Grady anyway for calling in, bro. Love.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Big up to you. Big up to Neji. Neji, what are you telling me, bro?
Yo, what on, man?
What are you saying? You good?
I'm all right, man. Let me get my stupid face on camera. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I ain't got a light, man. So
Nah, it's all right, man. Don't worry, man.
I'm
Don't
not
worry,
in the
bro.
garage.
Chilling.
I'm not in the basement. How's things though? You're good.
Yeah, I'm all good, bro. All good, man. We're just obviously talking about the January transfer window. You know, a lot of people are saying that it's, you know, we've wasted our time. You know, we have done a lot of success in terms of getting people out, but again, people don't remember that, do they? You know, I mean, that should be the norm for United to kind of remove players that just don't want to be there, isn't it?
That's it, man. I don't get. It's this new wave of thinking, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like we've got this new idea of how Manchester United is run. So it's like, how can we as a fan base now kind of overturn these new Man United fans who kind of are outgrowing the old mindset? And with respect, Jay, it's always good to improve and come out of an old mindset and refresh it, but only if it's to be better, man. Do you know what I mean? Only if it's to be better. And right now, like we're in a state, man. The whole fan base in the state, they don't actually know what's actually going on. They believe the changes need to be on the pitch and think it's personnel rather than actually what's going on at the club behind the scenes, man. And
absolutely, yeah, exactly.
It's a massive mess, man. It's an absolute massive mess. So, you know, we can only sit here and go, you know what, like we just got to fingers crossed and hope, man. Fingers crossed and hope, because overall, man, I can't see us, like the brother said before, I can't see us doing well. I can't see us winning trophies and majors again. Not for a hot one until the Glazers. They're out there, man, till they're gone.
Or at least if they get football people running and they allow the football people to have control. But again, you know, Murto, Darren Fletcher, people just don't know anything really. That they just have this stuff right. You know, I don't know how much. You know, go on. Sorry,
bro. I was going to ask you about what's the angle with Ross Clark, Ed Woodward. Like I saw
He's left
that
now.
apparently. Yeah, he's like, is he done? Because I was thinking, I can't be getting emotional about this.
Yeah, he's done. But then the thing is, Richard Arnold's taken over, which is kind of carbon copy of Ed Woodward. You know, again,
it's not going to change, is it, man? Let's just be honest,
No.
man. We're hoping. It's never going to change, man.
Hope
Never going to change.
Hope let's see. I want to ask you one more question. Does this affect the season in terms of the kind of squad? You know what I mean? You know, we're looking a bit light now up front. You know what I mean? You look at the bench, you know, Mata might be on the bench now, Lingard, and then who's in? And then maybe one of Sancho or Elanga. You know, depends on which one.
Medjbury apparently is back in the first team. I know we got Pogba back as well, but
there's a lot of
there's a lot of
Pogba
players we
coming
got,
back,
man.
then you don't want him rushed, do you? You know, you don't want him rushed.
Well, that's the thing, man. I'm looking at this thinking, like, how have you not at least brought a couple of replacements in, or at least a loan signing or something, like for the summer, just to get us through to 6 months? Do you know what I mean? Like we did it with Henrik Larsson back a day, man. When Fergie went and got Henrik Larsson, couple months. Do you know what I mean? Just made bridge the gap. You know, we got his flowers quick time and dip, man.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm looking at it thinking I've got no idea how we're going to get through the top four, other than the fact that the other teams around us haven't really. The teams around us haven't really strengthened too well. So that's the only thing I can look at, man. And I think going forward, if the reports are right, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't believe them. But if the reports are right, that they're basically saying that we didn't buy anyone in January or get anyone in January because the new manager might not want them, then that's something sensible and reasonable. But I don't believe that that's true. I'll be honest, because we've been through too much like this.
Yep, time will tell, man. Time will tell. Neji, man, thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, man. Neji Sunshine 47. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, man.
Big up. Listen, just one more, yeah. Just literally big up yourself, man, for all the vibes, man. Trust me, keep it going, man.
Come on, bro. I love all the time, all the time.
Every single time. Make sure, hey, all uno, watch this. Like up the thing, man.
Come on, man.
The whole thing. Subscribe and all of them blood clot thing there.
Come on.
Make it happen.
Love, bro.
Love.
My G, man. Big up, man. Right, we're gonna have to wrap up there. A couple of guys at the bottom. I do have to go now. I'm sorry, but we will be back for another calling show next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. UK time. Please, guys, if you want to come in, make sure you get in there. Big up to everybody who's watched the video. Please like the video on your way out. Subscribe if you do. Big up to Asim. Big up to everybody in the chat, man. Love to everybody who's come in. I want you guys to head over to Goal. So GOAL. There's a video of my guy, Culture Cams, who's gone there, and it's about the African Cup of Nations and whatnot. He's done a piece of work. So shout out to Culture Cam. Make sure you go check it out. Goal. YouTube channel, Goal. But yeah, man, big up to you, everybody who's coming. I'll be back tomorrow, people, 9 p.m., hopefully with Adam Matic. We'll be discussing everything at Man United, the latest developments on United. But for now, people, and also make sure you check out the latest video I did today about the United board and where we go from there. I did a video on that as well, so check that out, people. But for now, people, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.